This is my body, broken for you. The one becomes the many so that we, as individuals, can share in the glory of the one. All of us as infants, however, lose sight of the one and come to see our fractured existence as primary. The Avenger's holy truth, the Miser's holy omniscience, and all deal with this issue from different angles. Holy truth is the perspective that sees being as one body, finding identity in the one. Holy omniscience focuses instead on the individual parts that make up the body, all existing as their own little ones that serve the one they make up. Avengers, attempting to imitate holy truth, tend to be expansive, taking more and more of life into their experience and under their influence. Most dictators, hell-bent on growing their empires, have fit this archetype. Misers, on the other hand, attempting to imitate holy omniscience, tend to shrink away from the world, taking up very little space to escape the world's hostile influence. Fearing the world may engulf them, putting an end to their existence as individuals. The miser retreats to the mental center, a clean room in their own minds where no one can interfere. The science of omniscience is reduced to what can be known intellectually. In addition to being the perspective that sees our individual beings as expressions of being itself, holy omniscience does also relate to its typical definition of knowing everything. You may have heard it said that you are the universe knowing itself. This knowing is made possible by that fracturing the miser imitates. A thirst for knowledge and understanding, the valuing of constituent elements and of niche expression, are all immensely important elements of life. What the miser needs to learn is that their narrow band of orientation, their means of relating to life, either purely through mentation or through some small set of activities they feel safe with. This is the reason they feel depleted. Believing they are solo living scavengers, misers highly value self-sufficiency, as relying on others opens them to outside influence and obligation. This self-sufficiency also mirrors that standalone existence that characterizes the many. The miser doesn't understand, however, that the one does not threaten the existence of its constituents. Love, as an aspect of being, could be defined as the coexistence of the one and the many. We will, likely, be covering that topic in the last video of this series. For now, what we need to look at is one way the one and the many relate to each other. It was said in the last video that our limitations are, in some sense, illusory. To shift from stinginess to omniscience, it can help to see that your limitations are only surface level. Beneath and behind you lies the whole of life, filtered through your individual existence so it can have a certain unique expression. That unique expression, highly valued by the miser as they wish for something that is theirs alone, something that can't be taken, is built into every moment, valued by being itself. If we can rest in the present, we can see that every moment is new, existing in a way it's never existed before. The perspective you have on the world right now is singular, never to be recreated, and this is always the case, regardless of your relations to others or to your emotional state. All of these situations are contributing to the omniscience of being. The situations we find ourselves in aren't always pleasant, which is why we shrink from them in the first place, but that doesn't mean we aren't equipped to handle them. I like to define holy omniscience as the awareness that you already know everything you need to know. The miser's obsessive preparation and hoarding become wholly unnecessary when we see that the one is within us, providing us with everything we need at any given moment. If we can learn to accept what life gives us, and focus on the here and now, not getting caught up in possibilities, this becomes obvious. We may fret about a hypothetical social interaction, worried about the emotional messiness that could result, not knowing what to do about it. But who says you need to know? Maybe all you need to know right now is how to contact that person, or how to sit with your feelings before contacting them, or how to seek help if your anxiety is strong enough to make the situation difficult. The problem isn't that we don't know, it's that living may produce results we don't like. Other videos in this series could help with that issue, but wearing the head of the miser, we see that knowledge, which grasps the one by experiencing its parts, has value all its own. If the miser can see that individuals are expressions of the one, that our distinct persons are valuable to the one as windows that the one can experience life through, they can replace their stinginess with omniscience, no longer withholding themselves from life. Avarice can be replaced with non-attachment, and that doesn't mean they'll be depleted. Nothing needs to be grasped, as life will always provide. The emptiness that was once a threat is now seen as a spacious openness to life, always being filled with new knowledge appropriate to any given scenario. The miser, who felt cut off from their parents, as though they had no place in the larger human family, can become a child of God, inheritor of all that belongs to the one. Having such a high status, there is no need to hoard, as everything they need is already theirs. As the poet Rumi said, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. You already know everything."